Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? In this video, I would like to talk about my analysis for USD card for the upcoming week. And as usual, I'll starting up with the weekly time frame and then work up my way down to the 4 hour time frame. On the weekly time frame, we can see that price has price is making this move between this resistance level here and then this trend line, and then back to resistance and then back to trend line, forming this bullish candle here. And then I'm expecting price to continue back to the trend line. So looking at the weekly time frame, this is the sort of move that I'm expecting. So therefore I'm expecting that price will definitely get to this resistance level around the 1.3 area. And so the question is now, how do we capitalize on this particular move? Okay. So, and another thing that again that points to this most likely going to the upside as well is this candlestick pattern that has formed twice. These are rejections and bullish pin bars as well. So from this doji candle, then later this bullish pin bar, price tried to push downwards, but there were a lot of buyers down here, which ended up pushing price to the upside. And this candlestick pattern most of the time would indicate a bullish setup. So how do we capitalize on this trade? When we go to the daily time frame, we can see that price is has been ranging just quite a bit when price broke into this area. So it came back down here, went back to resistance here, back to support here, and now price is heading back to resistance here. Okay, so what I'm expecting is for a break out of this resistance area here on this 4 hourly resistance that you will see on the 4 hour time frame later on, and price coming back down to retest this level, then all the way back to this resistance level where I expect price to get to. And as usual, would take our entry from the from the 4 hourly time frame. So when we go to the 4 hourly time frame, we can see that price now is heading back towards this resistance level, and you can see it's been tested several times here as well. So you can see one area here, and then you can see here as well, and then here as well. So what I'm expecting is for price to continue all the way up here, and then we'll see how price reacts to that area. So if price breaks that area strongly here, then we'll be waiting to take to enter on the retest. It could just be like a sharp retest and then continuation to the upside. On the other hand, if price gets to that resistance level and gives us a bullish signal to sell, then we'll be taking our sell trade back down to this support level and then look for buy opportunity here. But what I'm expecting is for price to actually break this level and continue to the upside. Just make sure you have your stop loss and then be very careful so that you don't get caught out on that particular move. Also, on that thing again, that that strongly indicates that price would continue up to this resistance level here is the formation of this head and shoulder. You can see the left shoulder here, back towards the neck, then this the head here, back towards the neck, and price has come down to test it, and now it's heading towards this area. So that's why for you to take your buy trade, you have to wait for the break of this area and possibly retest, then take your buy trades to the top. And if price plays out the way we expect it to play out, then we should be expecting to make at least 120 pips on this particular move, risking about 50 pips on this move. So this will be a very good trade to take, and I hope you'll be able to capitalize on that as well. You just need to be very patient. So this has been my analysis for USD CAD. I'm going to give my analysis for USD Swiss franc and USDJPY next. So for USD Swiss franc, again, we'll be looking at the weekly time frame, and then we'll work our way down to the 4 hourly time frame. So as you can see from the weekly time frame, we can see that price, has entered into this range and has been ranging between this resistance level and support level, back to resistance and then support, back to resistance, and now price. What we're expecting for price to continue down all the way to support level here. Okay, so for USD Swiss franc, this is what I'm expecting for this range to continue down to this level, at least the 0.91 level. So if you're already in this trade in a sell, then you just need to hold on to your sell, because price will move about 100 pips downwards. And if you're not in this sell, then I'll show you how we can enter the sell trade. So again, this candlestick that has formed here, this bullish candlestick, or bearish candlestick rather, and this bullish candlestick, this in combination is what we call an inside bar. And to trade an inside bar, normally you would put in your level at the upper limit of the baby bar and at the lower limit of baby bar. And if price closes below the lower limit of lady bar, the baby bar, then most likely price will continue to the downside, and that's exactly what has happened. And now following this inside bar, price has formed this what you would call a shooting star, or a bearish pin bar, which is an indication that price again will push to the downside, and this is what we can see on the higher time frame. So a very strong indication of a sell. Now, when we go to the daily time frame, we can see what's been happening here. That price, from this bearish signal, came all the way down and has retraced a bit. Now, when price retraced and got to this resistance level here, and price has been rejecting off it several times as well, as you can see by the formation of this pin bar here, followed by this other pin bar. And this here is a strong, for me, a strong bullish and bearish signal that price would most likely continue to the downside. So if you're not in this trade, you can immediately enter this trade when the market opens, because that is what I will be doing. I'll be placing my buy trade, my stop loss just above this upper limit here. This is where I'm going to place my stop and my entry. So once the market opens, I'm going to take my trade from here, put my buy trade here, put my stop loss just around the 60 around 65 pips, and then my take profit would be around 140 pips. That's what I'll be expecting for USD Swiss franc in the coming week. And then if we move to the daily time frame also, so this is daily time frame confirming our sell. When we move to the 4-hourly time frame, like I said, here we don't need to wait for any other candle. We can just take our what do you call it, trade immediately the market opens. Also, if you want to add in more positions, all you need to do is to wait for a break as well of this trend line, because price may end up breaking this trend line here. Okay, probably coming back up to retest it again, and then you can enter more positions. It may even retest it all the way to this level here, and then take your sell all the way down. So even if price retraces a bit, I'm just going to load a lot of positions into this trade and then take my sell trade to the downside, because my stop loss will be all the way at this level here. So just in case price goes in the opposite direction and takes me out, that'll be fine as well, but that's what I'm willing to risk. But I will be taking my sell trade for USD Swiss franc. Yeah, so basically this is my analysis for USD. Try to capitalize on that by loading a lot of positions. So hopefully the market goes in our direction, and if it doesn't, then we'll have our stop loss, and then we'll just take the loss that way, because that's what we're willing to risk. And then just remember to risk only what you can afford to lose and not your entire capital. So that's my analysis. Next I will give you my analysis for USD JPY. So for USDJPY, again, we're going through the weekly time frame down to the 4-hourly time frame. And as you can see on the weekly time frame, that price has gotten to this, there's a resistance level here that price has rejected off initially of this level here. Price came down and then bounced off and seems to be rejecting off this level by forming this bullish pin bar on the 4-hour time frame, as you can see here. And we know there's a resistance level because if we look all the way to the left hand side and we draw this line, we can see that there is some sort of resistance level here that has been tested, initially tested here once, tested here twice, and then 3 times, 4 times, and I've come back to test again, and price several times have rejected off that level. So that is a strong resistance level. And if at any point in time price manages to break above that level, then we will be buying USDJPY. But for now, price seems to have rejected off that level, so indicating probably a sell trade. But we'll look at more time frames to see if that's the case. So if we go down to the daily time frame, we can see that indeed price has price got to this level here, tested it, rejected off it, tested it again, and now seems to be forming this sort of bearish rejection and possibly going all the way back to the downside. Okay, so but with this trade, it's not 100% because there isn't any clear signal at the moment. But it's still something that we can keep an eye on. If we put in our resistance level here, you know, this is the level that we are most interested in, and we go to our daily time frame, that will give us, you know, a better understanding and how we can capitalize on the trade as well. So for this time frame here, so this area here really like all this area here is like a big rejection zone, but it's a big area. All we need to do is just to narrow it, and then we'll find out. We see price when it got into the zone, yeah, rejected off it when it came here as well, rejected off it, came here, and seems to be rejecting off it. So that zone there is a massive a sell area. And so for me to capitalize on this trade, what I would normally do is I would plot a trend line, okay, just to the upside here, and you can see on the trend line the price got here, but there was some sort of rejection. So what I'll do is to wait for a break of this trend line and possibly a retest of it, and then that's how I'm going to capitalize on my entry. So possibly a break of this trend line here, and possibly a retest, and then take my trade all the way to the downside. That's what I'll be looking out for USDJPY. If we looked at my analysis for GBP JPY, it's quite similar to this as well, where I drew a trend line. I'm expecting a break up the trend line, and then a retest of it as well for a continuation to the downside. That is very possible, giving us a double top pattern in the long run. So something like this is what I'm expecting for GBP JPY, for USDJPY and for GBP JPY. So it could give us a double top pattern like that. But on the other hand, we just need to be careful. Like, you know, with the Forex market, anything can happen. But this is what I'm expecting, and that is what my bias is. So again, my sell will be confirmed once this trend line is broken. Then I'll be looking for my sell opportunities, and hopefully that plays out as well. This basically is my analysis for the 3 USD pairs. That's USDCAD, USD Swiss franc, and USDJPY. I am my bias is for a buy for USDJPY, and for mostly a sell for USD Swiss franc and a sell for USDJPY as well. So thank you very much for watching this video. If it has been helpful, kindly leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel for more analysis videos. I've also made analysis for gold, Euro USD, GBP USD, and GBP JPY, so you can check that out as well. So thank you very much, and have a great week ahead. And I'll leave a link to my Telegram channel in the description as well, so you can go check that out. Have a lovely week, and peace.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day